Speaking English well is not just about what you say, it's about the way you say it, the intonation. So today I'm going to show you an easy way to get real English intonation to make you sound much more natural and improve your English speaking. So, let's go! I'm Deirdre Nicholas from Palm Tree Teaching TV, teacher, speaker and your personal English language coach. So, what is intonation? When you listen to somebody speaking English, the rising and falling music is the intonation, the tone units. There is a certain rhythm and the pitch moves up and down, rising and falling. Now it does this according to three things. Firstly, meaning. The second thing is attitudes and feelings of the speaker to what they're saying. And the third thing is to certain rules, which I'm going to be sharing with you today and you can use to improve your English speaking. I'm also going to be showing you how you can practice this intonation, so watch to the end of the video so you don't miss this. Now, intonation is a huge part of communication. Now, getting an intonation right can make the difference between being understood and sounding natural and not being understood or even being misunderstood. Without intonation, it's really impossible to understand what the thoughts are of the person when they speak. So, for example, if I said, "It's snowing," flatly, like that, would you know how I felt about the fact that it was snowing? No, not really. But if I said, "It's snowing," you would know that I would be happy about this. Or if I said, "It's snowing," you would know that I was annoyed about this. It's such an important part of communication. So let's start straight away with the easy rules that will make your intonation sound right and make you sound a lot more natural, and which you can apply straight away. So let's start, first of all, with rising intonation, which is a rise in a person's voice, like ooh. So when do we use this ooh? First of all, when we're asking yes/no questions. We often use this rising intonation when we ask questions, but not all questions. Really only the questions where we have a yes/no answer. Such as, do you like living in England? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. And another example. Did you visit your friends last night? Yes or no? So these closed questions often start with words like do, did, are, or have. Another example of when we use rising intonation is when we're creating lists. So for example, I went to the shops and I bought eggs, milk, cheese, and bread. We come down on the final item, so it goes up, 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 We also use a rising intonation in question tags when we're not sure. You know, those little questions at the ends of statements. So for example, we don't have to finish all this work today, do we? So this rising intonation at the end indicates that you're not sure what the answer was. Or another example, you bought the vegetables, didn't you? Again, you're not sure whether the person bought the vegetables and you're looking for a confirmation. Now, some question tags are different, but I'm coming to that at the end of the video. Now, you may find some people, and they may even be native speakers, who get the intonation totally wrong. I'm thinking of people who end every single statement with a question sound, and they rise with their intonation. Here's an example of where the intonation is all wrong.
Heard of Optalk?
You mean when people raise the intonation of their voice at the end of a sentence?
Yeah, the tone you use when you're asking a question, or when you're unsure of yourself, or maybe you're trying to be nice.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Uptalk. It's sweeping the nation.
Now this is completely wrong because is it a question? No, it isn't. So don't do this. Oh, before I go on to falling intonation, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any of my videos and lessons. And of course, if you would like me to coach you to really improve your English, email me on the email below, deirdre@palmtreeteaching.com, and you'll find out about pricing and my availability. So, falling intonation. What about when native speakers use falling intonation, when the voice goes down, like When do we use this, and what are the rules which you can apply? Firstly, in WH questions. So these types of questions, the ones that start with WH, so where, when, what, which, why, and also what kind of and which kind of. They all have the falling intonation. So for example, what's your name? Where are you from? What kind of ice cream do you like? And so on. We also use falling intonation for statements, such as, that's great. I think that's wonderful. Another way we use falling intonation, and another example, is in commands. So, come here, go over there. We also use falling intonation for question tags to confirm something. As I mentioned earlier, we don't use a rising intonation for all question tags, only if we're unsure. If we just want to confirm something, we use a falling intonation at the end of the question tag. So, for example, intonation is easy, isn't it? You live in France, don't you? Ends of sentences. We use a falling intonation at the ends of sentences and to finish what we want to say. Also, if you remember, we use falling intonation at the end of a list on the last item to show that we've finished what we want to say. So an example of an end of a sentence would be, when we got back home, we had a cup of coffee. So, how do you practice intonation? Well, here are some great ideas if you're a learner at home or if you're a teacher you can use with your class. Number 1, tune your ear into intonation. This means that you listen for it when you hear native speakers talk. Make sure you notice the intonation that they're using. This could also be, of course, when you watch films or listen to podcasts or watch and listen to YouTube videos. Of course, the advantage with all of that is that you can put that on pause and listen to the intonation again. Number 2, record yourself and copy the intonation. Listen to these audios and copy the way the native speaker talks, with all the rising and falling of their voices and the pitch and the tone, and record that on your mobile phone. Listen to yourself and see if your voice rises and falls in the same way as the native speaker does. And if it doesn't, practice again. Number 3, read a sentence aloud. Take a sentence that you've heard and read it aloud, exaggerating the rise and fall of the intonation. It's very useful to do this at home, especially in private, and you can do it in class too. If you're a teacher, provide your students with models and get them to copy the intonation and exaggerate it. It creates a really fun class and they will improve their intonation too. Number 4, pretend to be a robot.
I was sure you would be.
Again, this is something that you can do on your own or in class. If you're a teacher, have your students have a 2-minute conversation in pairs and pretend to be a robot talking like this.
I know my dad told you to watch me, but can't you close your eyes even for a minute?
It does not compute.
2 steps forward, my mechanical friend.
You can do this at home too.
The atomic regulator is secure. There is no more danger of radioactive poisoning.
Then get your students to go back to normal speech and tell them that the difference is the intonation.
Gonna jump down, poke down with a golden nugget. Gonna jump down, turn around, picking gold all day.
I have lots of other videos on this channel which I've created to support you as an English learner, but also I have a lot for English teachers too, so make sure you go and watch those. I'll put the links below for you, so go and have a look at those straight after watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this amazing channel. Good luck with your English if you're a learner or a teacher, and I'll see you next time. Bye!